Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
Hey, okay, so, how old are you?
19.
Okay. What do you think about Halloween?
I think it's really cool and it's fun. It's a good time for the kids to get out and visit their neighbors and, get candy.
You can you can talk normal. Loosen up a little
Okay.
bit. Loosen up a little bit. No, nobody even knows who you are. Like, no one's gonna be like, "That's
Well,
her."
I didn't know if we were on air or something, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you are, but I can always edit it too. I can always take
Oh,
stuff out. But
okay.
okay, so just loosen up a little bit. And
Okay.
all right. So what do you think about honestly, what do you think about like trick or treating and ghost and all that stuff? Do you think it's just um holiday stuff, or do you think there's something like more to it? There's real ghosts out there.
Robbie, hold on. I think it's a lot of holiday stuff. I mean, they throw it in there for the kids to have fun and make it more special than what it needs to be.
Right. Right. So now you have red hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. what's so different about females with red hair?
I don't know. Some of them are more spunky than the other ones, I guess.
That's true?
Yeah.
Do females with red hair have a higher sex drive?
Yeah. I guess.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what do you think about in general, like people you're 19, you just got out of high school about 2 years ago? A year ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So now people in society, what do you think about that? Like just ordinary people from your experience growing up, what do you think about how the world works?
I don't know. I think it's changed a lot. I mean, people used to be a lot happier and a lot nicer. Now you can find a lot of rude people, especially teenagers. They're more involved in their phones than they should be.
Right. Like okay, like me, right? I live in this neighborhood, right? And
Yeah.
it's so funny because I look at people and they look like zombies most of the time. Like the younger people, the older people, they look more like robotic, like they're trapped into something they can't get out of.
Right.
Does that sound accurate or no?
Yeah.
A little bit accurate.
A little bit.
What do you think? Like, why do you think that is?
Um, I don't know, because I guess technology has a lot to do with it.
Cause what?
I mean, I guess technology has a lot to do with it.
Technology.
Like, yeah, I mean, especially a lot of the girl teenagers, they have to impress other people, and they get all these videos from Facebook or whatever on how to dress, where to shop, what to eat, and so they're kind of just like walk around like zombies because it's something that they should do, and everybody has to copy them to be the best.
And see, I'm different. I'm more of an intellectual. Like, I have, I mean, right after I have sex with a female, sometimes I'll be reading out of books and stuff to them, you know. And I think I think
Or the Bible, yeah.
is it, I mean, how did you know that? I was gonna say, what do you think of that?
Well,
Like, if you have sex with some guy and he starts reading to you out of the Bible right afterwards, would you be like, man, this guy's weird?
it is kind of weird. I mean, if it was something else, it'd be cool. You kind of just lay there and get read to. I mean, that's kind of calming, I guess.
No, I mean like right after they have sex with you, they just jump up and like be like, look, the angels in the Genesis in the Bible. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird.
Right. So I'm trying to figure this out. So I'd be like a weird person, but is there anything is there anything different? What do most guys do after sex?
Most guys just want a sandwich.
They just want a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they want to sleep.
They want to sleep. Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think about most guys who like spend all their time watching football and basketball and all this stuff? Is that cool to you or no?
It's not really cool. I mean, every person has their own thing that they like to do, but, I mean, I get it, watching a little bit here, watching a little bit there, whatever, but not all the time 24/7.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what if I was like me, like honestly, like I go into these meditative states and I try to connect with like spirits and stuff like that. That's pretty. Is that pretty weird?
No, teach their own.
No, don't lie. Don't lie. It is weird. You can't lie. That's you.
It's not that weird. I mean, everybody does their own thing.
But
Like, whatever.
but it's different though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different.
Right. So, do you usually come across guys who are in touch with spirituality?
No, 9 times out of 10, no.
No? Okay. I think it makes guys, okay, like, no one's gonna know who you are or whatever, but I've had sex with you. Don't you think because of my spirituality, maybe I'm better with it?
Maybe.
Potentially?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. And I have something where I keep coming across women with red hair. Is that?
Yeah, well, that's not my natural hair color, so.
It's
not a lot of people's natural hair color, so.
What's your natural hair color?
I'm a dirty dish blonde. More of a chestnut kind, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you said you were from Scotland.
What?
I thought you were from Scotland.
No.
Oh.
I was born and raised in Michigan.
I know, but I mean, like, not from Scotland, but I mean, like, you know, your parents.
My stepdad is.
Oh, okay. All right. So what does it mean when a woman dyes her hair red then? What does that have to do
It means
with?
that they want something different. They want to be cool. I mean, I necessarily didn't dye my hair red. It was a deep auburn. It turned kind of blackish, purplish, and then it lightened up, and this is what I get, a kind of copper look, and I roll with it until I dye it again, or I let my natural hair grow out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're about to be 20 in a few months, or?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You're going into your 20s. What do you think about that?
Nothing really changed until I hit 21. So, I'm good.
Do you get angry?
Yeah.
Do you ever get angry? Like, because you're getting older, you're going into society, do you ever feel like you like...
No, I don't think I'll start getting angry until I hit my 30s, so I'm good.
Right. Why is that people get angry when they get older? What's up?
Because they don't want to get older, but, you know, when you get older, your body starts to misbehave, and, you know, you look older, your skin gets saggy, and nobody wants to go through that, you know? They want to be, like, in their 20s forever, so...
Yeah, but like me, I get angry, but it's not angry because I'm getting older. Actually, I like getting older because I'm not under the thumb of society anymore. Like usually the younger people are under more scrutiny, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, a lot of people won't rent a house with me because they think because I'm 19, I'm a party animal and like to get drunk every night and can't keep a job. I mean, and that's not the case at all. Like, sure, I like to have a good time and everything, but I'm a very dedicated individual, and I like to be independent. So
you do drink. You can drink some heavy liquor though.
I can, and I like it.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
You like liquor?
Yeah, I'd rather drink it than beer or mixed drinks or wine. I mean, I'd rather just have the hard up stuff and get drunk and be done with it. Mm-hmm. You know, no point in sipping on 20 beers just to get a little buzz.
So, who are the ancient reptilians to you? Like, have you ever heard anybody say the ancient reptilians?
Fucking dinosaurs?
No, I mean like space creatures or something. Have you ever heard anybody like say the ancient reptilians are coming to get you? Have you heard anybody say that?
No. I've heard somebody talk about hotel ghosts, but that's about it.
Oh, that was me. I was talking about that like there was a woman outside in the parking lot like, look, that's a ghost.
Right? And good for her, there's a ghost. I mean, what do you want me to do about it?
You don't have to get all lippy and stuff. You can be cool. You don't have to get like that.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do about it? Seriously, like, if somebody says there's a ghost, I'm not going to go cry in a corner. I'm going to be like, okay, brush it off, whatever.
Well, that's because you're a French drug dealer, so you don't have to worry.
Exactly. By the way, you know, I sell pot at my apartment. Anybody wants to drop by, they can.
No, you don't. You don't sell drugs. I know you don't. But
I'd be more rich than I am now.
Well, now you can do it legally though. You can sell pot if you want if you got like the card for it and all that stuff, can't you?
Right.
Right. So what do you think about what do you think about humans? Where did humans come from?
What?
Where did humans come from?
Adam and Eve.
But where do you ever think like
Maybe we were just hatched and we all just started having sex with each other and, generations grew from there? No, I don't think that.
I always think like okay, like I always think like the original people were like monkey ape people and then like aliens came down here and like made black people from that and then made Asian people and white people and then we're all like
Yeah.
a genetic experiment coming from monkeys or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Would that be crazy?
It seems legit.
No, seriously, that sounds really crazy, or do you think there might be something?
No, it doesn't sound really crazy.
Oh. You don't think too much about stuff like that, do you?
No, I just kind of live life how I live life. There's no point in wondering why or where we came from. I mean, the point is that we're here and we got to do with it what we can.
That's true. I agree with you. The history of it, I mean, it's okay to know it, but you still have to be right here and right now, regardless.
Right, it doesn't matter.
Like, what's the point in going through life worrying about what happened thousands of years ago when you gotta live right now in the moment?
Exactly.
I feel you. I'm with you on that one. So, okay, so from what I've been seeing, a lot of guys usually don't have that much sex in society now. Is that true?
No. I think it's a lot of women who, most women don't have to constantly have sex, where guys are all like, hey, baby, I'm going to hook up tonight.
But every time I talk to a lot of other guys, they're always talking about, I can't get laid, and all this stuff. Are they just fucked up?
Maybe there's something wrong with them.
They're just mentally
Or they're married.
Yeah, you know what? Like, okay, when I look at people who are married, it usually looks like somehow an unhappy situation. Like, usually I can look at the wife, and the wife looks kind of unhappy, or the husband kind of looks unhappy.
Yeah. Because when people get married, they don't notice that they're in it for the long haul, and they're stuck with each other, so you might as well work with each other to make you both happy than sit there and be like, it's my way or the highway, so...
Yeah, but I can't do
how it works.
Like, if I was married to a woman, like, if I was married to you or something, I think I'd be like, I get angry. I'd be like, God damn it, bitch. Does that sound like me? I could say something like that?
Yeah, are you sure this is on a radio show?
Huh? Yeah.
Are you even allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can swear.
What kind of fucking radio show is this?
You can swear. It's not like AM. It's not the AM network or anything like that. You can.
What is it? Oh, are you the guy on the Eight-Legged Freaks that, like, you're broadcasting from your metal mobile home and you're all like, yeah, here's my gold teeth.
No. I'll show it to you. I'll show you. But seriously though, do most husbands cuss at their wives?
I don't know. I guess it depends. I'm not in every household in the whole nation, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess some do and some don't. It's just a thing. Either you do or you don't.
Right. Do you think that's normal or healthy?
Yeah, it's healthy for me. Because if I don't cuss, then I just kill someone.
Yeah, but you're crazy though. So you have.
I know, but I love it like that. Hey you guys, I found a cat. Look at this. Hey, I found a cat. Oh, I see. Hi, kitty. Don't come home with me. We got enough cats.
Mhm.
Sorry, this random cat just started walking up to me and meowing. I'm like, what the hell?
You own some cats?
What?
You own some cats?
Yeah, I have one cat personally.
So tell me talk a little bit more about yourself. Explain a little bit more about. You said you were 19. Explain a little bit more. Like go into depth about. I mean, like what.
What defines me as a 19-year-old single female? I don't know.
Yeah. What defines you as that?
I don't know. Just me.
Uh-huh.
That's That's all I got for you. I don't have like a huge paragraph answer.
So, I don't know. There should be more. You just you don't have anything else on that.
No, I really don't have an explanation on that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to explain yourself, huh?
No, I shouldn't.
It's kind of fucked up. I'm trying to make you explain yourself, like make you validate yourself. You shouldn't have to.
Right.
Uh-huh. So, what do you think about angels? Do you think angels are real?
Guardian angels, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about fallen angels?
Maybe.
Like demons and stuff?
Yeah.
That's real? Huh.
Yeah.
Do you believe in magic?
Yeah.
What kind of magic? Like
I don't know, like
Rabbit or the Hat magic, or like magic where people got like candles and all that weird stuff?
candles and all that weird stuff.
That see, I'm starting to think you're some sort of witch or something.
I've always wanted to be one. Ever since I was young, I always wished, like fucking, I would be a witch. But
Are you gonna be a witch on Halloween?
maybe.
Right. Huh. So what? Okay. So you're a female. You know, you've had sex with more than one guy, obviously. Um, does that make you a slut?
No, because I'm not out doing it with a different guy every night.
How many times does a woman have sex before she officially becomes a slut?
I don't think it's a matter of times. I think it's a matter of men. I mean, if you've gone through like 30 different guys in a year, then I think you're a slut. But I mean, if you're with the same guy or two, then not really. I mean, it all depends.
Yeah, I've seen some females, and it's like, I guess they have sex with a lot of different guys, but they don't look sad and are unhappy. And then there's some females who only had sex with a few guys, and they look really sad and unhappy. So being a slut doesn't mean you're going to be unhappy.
I never said that.
I know it, but I just wanted to add that in there for some bonus points.
Well, there's some girls who would rather not have sex with a whole bunch of guys who, they're just looking for one guy for a while, and, even if you're just friends with benefits, whatever.
And why is sex? Why do you think sex is so wrong? Like stereotypically in American culture, seems like sex is supposed to be something wrong.
Because a lot of people believe in the Bible, and that's where it comes from being wrong. I mean, like if you're messing around with a married man, then yeah, it's technically wrong because that guy vowed his life to another woman, and he shouldn't be sleeping with you. But there's other cases where, if you have sex before you're married, you're scorned for that too, which, comes off from the Bible. So I think sex being bad came from the Bible, honestly.
How did it come from?
Really
how did sex come from the Bible when Bible came from people?
What?
How does sex come from the Bible when?
Because it tells you out of the Bible not to have sex with any guy before you're married and only sleep with the guy you're married to. I mean.
Yeah, but what about what God told Adam? He said, "Be fruitful and multiply." That was like one of the first things He said to Adam and Eve. He told Adam.
Well, there was only one woman in the world at that time, so it's not like He said, "Hey, don't have sex with that chick lion. Just have sex with the human chick." What?
So are you religious?
No, not really. What? No, because I don't want my phone to get broke. Well, Robbie will. I'll carry it over there. Anyways.
Yeah. So what about? Didn't they say that ancient cults were putting stuff in your water?
I've never heard that.
You never heard about that?
No.
Oh. Didn't they say you were, like with the water? Aren't you property with the water? Like marriage, aren't you property under the water or something? Like with.
What if I drink water? I'm automatically married? No, because we need water to fucking survive.
Oh. Huh.
I don't believe that.
The body's
over. Sense.
The body's over 90% water.
Exactly.
Is that so? Listen to this though. Like the moon has an effect on rivers, lakes, and oceans. The gravitational pull.
Yeah.
And if your body's over 90% water, and the moon has a great pull on water, wouldn't the moon have some effect on you if your body's over 90% water?
Maybe. That's why they say when the full moon comes out, people get crazy.
Right.
If it affects some people more than does others. I've never gotten crazy on a full moon.
Well, yeah, and the moon is like they say a lunar, so maybe you're a lunatic coming out of that.
Maybe I
Lunacy,
am.
lunacy,
Maybe.
lunar has to because
Maybe I am.
you notice werewolves turn into like they go from people to werewolves in the moon, right? A full moon.
Yeah, but that's a myth.
How do you know it's not something more scientific? Maybe it has to do with like the body chemistry, and there's something.
Maybe if they actually exist, you could argue that point. But since they don't exist, then there's no point. It's a moot point.
How would you know if they existed or not?
Because with all the sports cameras and technology in general, we would have caught something or gotten a whiff of something that would have happened. I mean,
how do you know that?
It's like the Northern Michigan Dogman, okay? Like that song. People have supposedly seen that they heard or seen him, but yet the only pictures, if you Google it, the only pictures you see are blotched out pictures of a big brown thing standing somewhere, or like with Bigfoot. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, no, somebody would have got a good close-up picture, and it wouldn't look like a really tall guy in a furry costume.
Okay, so you're saying because you haven't seen a picture of a werewolf that they don't exist.
No. Go put them over, Robbie. What?
You're saying because you yourself have not seen a picture of a werewolf that they don't exist.
Exactly.
That's how do you know radio waves are around us all the time but we can't see them?
Because they're invisible. Are werewolves invisible now?
They could be. They could be like.
I don't think that works at all.
How do you know that they don't have some ability? Maybe they have some ability that we're unfamiliar with. Maybe they might be 10 times.
Maybe they do, and maybe Donald Trump should be president. I don't know.
Maybe they're like 10 times more intelligent than us, and so we're not able to capture them.
Maybe. I have an open mind, but I'm not believing it right now at the second that they exist.
Right. I'm not, me personally, I've never encountered one, so I wouldn't know, but I don't think it's all, it's possible. Anything's possible.
Keegan, don't do that. Keegan! Don't. That is me. That is me. Anyway.
Hey, let me ask you a good question. So,
what?
Okay, so you have like people in society and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if most people in society, like, this is the thing I come across. I come across where most people in society really don't know much about where things come from. And my point being is, if there's like a group of people who have influence over society and they want to take advantage of society, whose fault would it be? Would it be society's fault or the people trying to portray the aggression against them?
I think no.
Huh?
I think it would be both. I mean, society for letting them come to power, but it would be also the people that are trying to do that to, because it wouldn't have happened if they wouldn't have tried it.
Right. What if they're just like, yeah, these people are stupid. They don't know anything. We can take advantage of them whenever we want to. And then the people they're taking advantage of, all they care about is watching football.
Exactly. I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Because don't you like I get like me, like I know the area I live in. It's just like I'm probably the only person walking around who, is actually looking for a lot of answers on stuff. And I see people, and just like, they go to work, they have children, they die, their children go to work, has children, they die, and I don't understand the point to it all.
Neither do I.
They're just like,
it's just a circle of life.
Right, and then I feel like, if you ask certain questions and stuff, people have a nerve to ridicule you, but they're just trapped in a vicious cycle themselves.
Yeah. Circle of life, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, hold on, I want to ask you another question. What was I going to ask you? God damn, I forgot what I was going to ask you. Okay. So before I go, do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, not really.
Not really? Not at all? You don't have anything you ever?
No,
That's it?
that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, hold on a second. I'm gonna okay, I'll text you back after a while or something. We'll talk later on, and
All right.
I'm gonna listen to this and like edit it and stuff like that. But I'll show you what's
Okay.
going on though. Okay. Don't
Alrighty.
you want to say anything to the people who are? Hold on a minute. Hold on. You gotta say something to the people who are listening to you. You can't just have people listen to you. You don't say anything. You gotta. Don't
You're
you
the
wanna,
one that called me. What am I supposed to say? Thanks for listening to me answering your questions.
don't you want to say like to the people listening? Say like, "Fuck you, you stupid motherfuckers." Don't you want to say something like that?
No,
Why not?
'cause I don't want to.
You don't get angry at. I do it all the time.
It's probably why you don't have a lot of viewers.
How do you know? How do you know what kind of views I get?
'Cause I don't think you get a lot.
You don't know that though. You don't know that.
Alright.
Huh? You don't know how you don't see the subjects I talk about. You wouldn't know anything about, so you don't know how many views I get.
Exactly. But alrighty, I will.
No,
But
listen what I'm saying though. The types of things I talk about, it may attract more people than you would expect, but because you don't know what I'm talking about, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't know how many views it would attract.
Yeah. I guess it wouldn't, but I don't know.
So you don't say
It's
anything.
like no, just I
Don't
guess
you
thanks for listening.
Don't you have any spirituality or emotions or life in you?
No, I don't have life. I'm drained. I work a lot.
Okay. I want some more. Like you gotta get angry at least once.
No, I'm not getting angry. I'm only getting angry that you're not letting me get off the phone. I've been on the phone for like a half an hour.
Okay, so I guess they're just gonna look at it like you're another stupid bitch or something.
Yes. I guess I can.
I'm just fucking with you. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing, what's up?
What's so funny?
Nothing. Mom's fucking chilling out. My mom's picking on me.
Go.
Where'd you get that cigarette from? My purse? Oh, okay. Alright. Anyways, what?
Go somewhere where you can talk more private.
Well, can you call me later?
Okay. All right.
Alright, bye. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
What's up with you?
Nothing. Just wondering why you're in a rush, aren't you? You gotta go to sleep soon.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. I want to ask you a good question, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, how many guys have you had sex with?
Like, in my whole life?
Yeah, just different guys. Not how many times, but just different guys.
I don't know, maybe 20.
20? Okay. Now, out of all these different guys, how many of them like showed like, physical abuse, like sex, like how some girls like to get choked, slapped and stuff. How many of them got to do that?
Maybe like 3.
3? Okay. But I found through you, like you enjoy that, right? Like getting slapped and getting your hair pulled and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it that a lot of guys are afraid to do you think they're afraid to do that?
I think some of them are because there's so much shit going on, like with woman abuse and domestic violence and shit.
They're afraid to explore that because they think something like they'll get punished for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you give like fucking, you leave a mark on a chick, she gets mad at you 2 days later, be like, I gotta call the cops because you left a bruise on me or some shit. I don't know.
Right, right. Okay, so do you think a lot of females like getting slapped or getting choked or their hair pulled or I even with you?
Some don't. I mean, I can't say if it's a lot or few, but I mean, some of them don't, some of them do. So just whatever you like.
But some of them really want a guy to like cuss them out sometimes or like do something to them. I mean, the guys that they know, I think.
Yeah.
But they don't want to say it up front.
Right.
Is that true?
I don't know how every woman is, but I mean, I guess, yeah.
Okay. So, do you think like society has like the stereotype that that's unhealthy for a guy to like, you know, do that like cuss a girl out or slap her and stuff like?
Do I believe it or do I think it?
No, do you feel that that's a common like that's the collective standard of society? Not what you believe, but do you think society feels that way?
I guess.
Like people don't explore their darker emotions,
Right.
like pain. Like you can like pain just as much as anything else, right?
Right.
Right. And that's a darker emotion that most people don't explore. Do you think they should or no?
I think it is.
You think they should explore it?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they shouldn't do it if the chick doesn't approve of it, but they should, if they can sit down with their partner. Hey, I want to try this, this, and this, and this. I mean, I think they should at least attempt to try it if that's what they want.
Right. Okay. Do some females like to feel like they're being taken advantage of? Not like necessarily physically, but maybe in other ways, like psychologically.
No, I don't even know how that ties in with anything, but no.
What do you mean? There are some females that like to be like psychologically bullied.
Yeah.
That's what. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Can you talk? Can you explain that? Can you talk a little bit about that?
I can't really explain it because I don't know what goes on in other chicks' minds, but
Well, you seem to have some connection with it.
what do you mean?
You don't mind to be bullied a little bit.
Exactly, because I'm okay with it, but other girls might not be okay with it, and, if they're not okay with it, then don't do it.
Right. What I've come across is like a lot of females. Um, like for instance, like you said, nobody ever made you have an orgasm up front, having sex with you, and then finally you did, and is that something that just never like most females your age like they meet these guys and these guys
A lot of females have trouble getting off with a guy, though.
that's
Like, a lot of them do. I mean, a lot of them lie about it, too. I mean, there's just a lot. It's hard to do. I mean, you're so used to, like, getting yourself off and everything, and then a guy comes in, and you're just like, oh, shit. But it normally doesn't happen unless he's that good. Then, yeah.
right. But did I make you have an orgasm legitimately?
Yeah.
Are you lying? Are you lying? Or
No.
people are gonna be like, she's lying. Okay, so most females your age, 19, they don't seem to be as upfront about sexuality.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong?
I, yeah. I don't know. I don't go around collecting test data on chicks.
You don't
Like,
have.
you can't really ask me because I don't fucking know. I don't know what every chick out there is thinking.
Well, you know the nature of females in your age group. So
Yeah, and some of them are reserved and shy, and some of them are horny as fuck. Like, again, some of them are open about it, and other women are like, I'm not gonna really talk about this, yada yada yada.
Mhm. But doesn't it all depend on how they're approached too?
Yeah.
Like some females won't open up at all, and some will.
I mean, I guess it depends on the guy. Like, if he's really nice and understanding, then you open up to him. But if he's like brutal and demanding, then you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to go there with this guy or whatever.
Mhm. Okay? So what do you think about Are you said you like females too though, right? You're
Only if I know him.
right. You're bisexual. Okay. Do you think that that's something most guys can handle, like being with a girl that likes girls herself?
Yeah, I think some guys would rather prefer it
Why is that?
because they think, hey, I'm gonna get a threesome out of this because she likes chicks.
Oh, so they think they're gonna be able to like have sex with their friends too at the same time and all that.
Right.
Right. Okay. So, what do you think? What do you think about pornography? Like, do you watch pornography?
Yeah.
Do you think that's something you have to hide though? Like, when you go into the world, do you think like girls typically hide that? I know you can't speak for everybody, but most females wouldn't want anybody.
Yeah, I think they hide it. It's more known for men to do that stuff than women.
Mhm. Mhm. Do you feel more sexual when you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Have you smoked weed?
Yeah.
Have you ever been gangbanged?
No.
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 That's something you thought about at least once though.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. What about you like if a guy approached you and he had some money and he was like, "Hey, I want to give you some money to suck my cock or something." Do you think that's something like do you look at that as being equal to like any other person or do you feel dirty just because he's putting money
No,
in?
I think it's equal. Like, okay, you go and you do your job and you get paid for it, right?
Right.
Well, I'm getting paid to do this job. I mean, it's kind of like a job. Like, there's no point in me giving you a blowjob because I don't get off on it. It does nothing for me. So, yeah, pay me if you're not gonna in turn pleasure me.
Mm, right. Right. Do you look at it like you're helping people, like you're helping him to
I don't
release?
look at it like I'm helping people, but I look at it as, hey, I'm making money and I don't have to do much. So we were actually talking about that at work today. A guy offered me $100 for a hand job. I
Did
don't know if he was serious or not, but
man, that's a lot of money.
I know. I was like, that's an expensive hand job, isn't it?
Right on. Um, this is what I wanted to ask you too. Spirituality, right? Okay, like you have sex, like you like the pain and all that stuff. Do you relate spirituality to that? Do you think that's a spiritual experience?
What?
Do you look at your sexuality as being a spiritual experience?
A spiritual experience? Not really.
Why not?
I just don't.
Okay. Why? Is it dirty? Is that why you don't consider it?
No. There's just not that much thought into it.
It's just more like natural. You don't think?
Yeah.
What about people who are into like sort of like those hippie-ish people who do all those orgies and all that stuff? Would you consider that to be spiritual or?
No, I consider that to be crazy because, hello, STDs.
Well, that's true. That's true. But say nobody has STDs,
Okay.
you still wouldn't consider that to be like a spiritual thing?
Not really, no.
Okay. Like okay, like I had a experience, with a few different females and all that, having sex and all that, and I found that nobody ever really looks at it as being spiritual, and it should be because isn't that where all humans come from? Sex.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, maybe the first time is spiritual. Maybe the second time. The third time is pushing it, but then after that, you're kind of like, okay, whatever. I mean, I can't speak for all the females out there, but I kind of have sex with a guy intending to never see them again or not be in a relationship with them. So, why make them strings when, nothing's going to fucking happen out of it? So, why put that much energy into it?
So you're like a player?
I'm not a player. I just, like, 9 times out of 10, the person you're having sex with, you're not going to stay with. I mean, out of probably 20 to 30 people that I've had sex with in my life, I've stayed with 4 of them for longer than 3 months. So,
Mhm.
I mean, you do the math.
Right, right. I hear you. I'm following you. And do you do you pray at all or like meditate or anything yourself?
What?
Do you ever do you ever like meditate or pray or like do any type of like, extra type of religious or spiritual type stuff? Not during sex or anything, but just normal day to day.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you let's say, do you think that having more sexual experiences like makes you like feel like better or something? Like do you feel like do you you don't get it? We talked about the spiritual thing, but is there anything else you get from it besides just the sexual release?
Yeah.
What? Tell me. Go into it.
Hold on. Ah, shit. Hold on. Okay, now what?
I was gonna say, do you when you have sex and you have a sexual relief and all that, is there anything else that you get out of that? Like communicating with the person, meeting the person, was that like just as valid?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it kind of feels like after you meet someone and have sex with them, it kind of feels like, hey, I can talk to this guy about anything, and he could actually be my friend.
Mhm.
Instead of, beforehand, you're kind of nervous, you don't know if it's really going to work out, you don't know if you're ever going to talk to him again, yada yada. So yeah.
What's like the who's like the big, okay, you're 19, like who's the big person that everybody like looks to? Is it like Miley Cyrus or
I don't fucking know.
you don't have to get angry like that and talk back to me. I'm just saying in general. Who
I don't know. Like Selena Gomez, I don't know.
is that who it is?
I don't know who the top dog is right now. Like you can Google it. I personally don't know.
You don't care?
Not really. I mean, why should I?
Well, earlier when we talked last time, you said females have a hard time keeping up with trends and things like that, like younger type females.
Yeah.
They're always looking to see what's popular and what's not popular. And I was just wondering, like, who's.
I don't know. Like okay, like you said, Miley Cyrus. I mean, she's like twerking, and look how much that blew up. And I mean, it went as far to say as Miley Cyrus invented twerking, and it's like, no, she didn't. Um, you know. And after Miley Cyrus went to the VMAs wearing a whole bunch of weed, promoting clothes, everybody started wearing it. Like now it's a new thing, and
Mhm.
whatever.
What do you think about Lady Gaga?
I think she's cool, but she's kind of crazy.
Mhm. Do you think who's more popular between her and Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
What about Miley Cyrus versus who's that one chick? Taylor Swift.
Mm, probably Miley Cyrus, just because she's done some crazy shit lately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you that somebody could come out of Disney and be like that? Like be she, because Miley Cyrus seems very open with her sexuality.
It doesn't, because I think her whole thing was she was rebelling through being trapped into a Disney contract for so long. She's kind of like, fuck you, I can do my own thing now.
Okay, and do you think she's really creative and like do you think she has something that most young girls don't have, or do you think she was just put in that position so she's just popular because she's in that position?
Yeah.
Yeah, to which one? First or second?
I'd say second.
Second. Okay, and do you think Taylor Swift is more creative than her?
No, I think Taylor Swift just writes a bunch of bullshit songs, and that's about it.
Right. What about Selena Gomez? Is she like the most popular? Um,
I wouldn't say she's the most popular. I mean, I don't know. I heard her song like 5 times on the radio today at work, so you know, it's kind of what's going on in my head.
Right. And do you think it seems like you yourself, you don't look up to these people too much. You're just aware of their existence. But would you say that most younger females look up to these people, or not really?
Yeah,
They do.
I say they do, and they try to get their attention and do this, do that. So
Mhm. What about what's his name? The younger guy, Justin Bieber. What do you think about
I don't know, and I don't fucking care.
him? He seems he seems really popular, or he was really popular. For a
He's
few,
coming back slowly, I think.
he he fell out of the loop for a little bit, but he's coming back.
Yeah, you know.
Right. And so all these people, like the media, all these different people. Do you think that a lot of times when they write their music, that's really them writing it, or do you think they're sort of like given what to say?
Some people do, but other people don't.
Uh huh.
Like Miley Cyrus when she was on Hannah Montana, her dad wrote all of her songs that she sang on there.
Mhm.
So, shit like that goes on.
Right. Do you so do you think how many people like out of 100? Okay, you're 19. Like out of 100 girls, 19. And I know you don't necessarily know for sure, but I'm asking you to estimate how many of them do you think like make really independent decisions and say I don't care what any of these people think in the media
I
or.
would say on a ratio of 1 to 100, I want to say probably about 40%. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are like that, but there's like one in a few.
Mhm. The funny thing is I found like the best way to communicate with like a female is like kind of like say some really off the wall like shocking stuff to them, and it kind of breaks their shell, and then you can talk normal, and then they'll go along with it. But if you approach them like regular, they won't listen to anything you're saying.
Right.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Because we're weird.
Right. So like some guy can say something like rude or sort of like dirty or something, and that will like open a female up to be more receptive of everything else.
Yeah, or it could shut them down.
Yeah,
I mean, it could have either effect.
it could have either effect.
Yeah.
Do you read books?
Yeah.
What kind of literature do you read?
I don't know. I read like sci-fi, fiction, nonfiction, stuff like that.
Uh huh. Are you like political? Do you intend
I
to?
don't get into all that shit.
Okay. And you said you weren't religious, right?
I am technically a Baptist, but I'm not like I don't go to church every Sunday.
Mhm.
So
So do you think like for younger people like it seems to me like from my perspective it seems like they're very self-conscious like that's been increasing in the last 20 years a lot.
yeah, because I mean, if you're 5 pounds overweight, you're like a fat ass, and people judge you. I mean, like I'm a bigger girl, and sometimes when I go out to eat, even though it may not happen, but I feel like people are like staring at me, like thinking to themselves, why is that chick eating? She doesn't need to eat anymore. You know, like I get that a lot.
Yeah, so it's sort of like it's very stereotypical. No matter where you go, it's the same type of.
Yeah, and like other girls, like I'm kind of on the edge to where like half of me cares what people think, and the other half of me just feels like flipping all them people off. Like if I want to be fat, it's my life, not yours. You go back to losing, or you go back to living your perfect little life, and I'll go back to mine. But then the other part of me is like, hey, maybe they're right. You know, maybe I shouldn't eat so much. Maybe I should go to the gym, and you know, like you can get a response either way. And right now, like I'm heading more into the I don't give a fuck what you think zone, and not into the you know, oh, I actually care what people think of me type deal. Because in reality, when I go out to eat, like I'm not there to impress anybody. I'm not there to impress the guy next to me. Like I don't care what he thinks.
Mhm.
So
But do you think that they're reacting solely off how they feel, or do you think maybe they're reacting off of how they think they're expected by society how to react?
I think it's kind of both.
Really?
Yeah. And then some people are just assholes. So you know, I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Like they're just assholes. Like
Mhm.
I mean, judge yourself before you judge me. I mean, before you go talking about how I'm not perfect, to make sure you're perfect first.
Mhm. So you're saying that people have their own things going on, but they're sort of projecting a lot of they're questioning you and projecting maybe they're projecting their own issues onto you because they can't deal with themselves.
Right? I mean, I guess the kid that gets bullied at school is always a bully, or the kid that gets bullied at home is always a bully at school. So, I mean, kind of that deal.
Right. Right. Here's an interesting thing. Okay, Miley Cyrus. Do you think Miley Cyrus is like this is
I
something
think she's just batshit crazy, and that's it. Like, I have nothing else to say on her.
well, here's the thing though. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars are put behind her image. She's in a contract with some very, very huge companies. I don't
Mm.
think she has too much leeway just to do whatever she wants.
Well, it sucks to be her. Maybe she shouldn't have became famous.
Right. But you don't think that the type of stuff she does is sort of like desired by the companies?
I think it is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, but she wouldn't be making money if she wasn't doing what the company told her to do.
Right. Right. Okay, now Nicki Minaj, you know who she is, of course, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I've noticed that here's my thing, like a lot of black females now tries and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but a lot of black females since Nicki Minaj came out try a lot to like date white guys and talk as white as possible. Like I mean talk as proper as possible, not ghetto, right?
I guess.
Have you seen that yourself?
No, I don't live a lot of. I don't live around a lot of black people,
So you would
and I wouldn't notice if I did because I really don't give a fuck. But whatever.
Yeah, I like how honest you are. At least I get a straight answer. All right. So you you where do you foresee the trends going and the culture going for like in 10 years from now the people that are going to be 19? Where do you see do you ever sort
Probably all dead from like drug overdose and shit.
younger people are using more drugs, you think now?
Yeah. I
Have,
mean, weed is becoming legalized, and like I have nothing against weed, but like it was such a big deal, and now they're thinking about legalizing it. Like that's crazy. Like,
yeah.
very good for you. Like I'll smoke it just 'cause I can, and it's legal now. But you know,
Yeah, it's becoming like a everyday regular thing now. It's not there's
right?
like if you're not going to get in trouble for it, then there's then it's kind of like what else can I get? They may be harder drugs,
Right.
right? What about
Well, I gotta go. 'Cause I gotta get up in the morning, so
You
I'll
fucked up.
talk to you later.
You stupid bitch. You fucked up my whole interview. No, I'm
Oh,
just.
I'm sorry. I told you I need to go to bed. I have to
Okay.
get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
All right. I'll talk to you.
We can finish it tomorrow and like get all this shit out or whatever.
All right.
All
Well.
right.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.